without further ado, my channel is here to help you make a purchase decision. Welcome everyone to Jim's Review Room. Going over the physical features, the first thing you're going to think, the S3 looks huge, and it is a big watch compared to many others on the market, I'll admit that. But if you're into big watches, this thing looks amazing. It looks rugged, it looks badass, and overall a very masculine watch. Now the biggest problem though, if you are an office worker and typically wear long sleeves without rolling them up, this thing is going to snag quite a bit here at the cuff, so just be aware of that. Now in the retail box, there's small and large silicone wristbands from the get-go. They feature the toolless removal method. To swap them out, you can always swap them out for leather or other materials down the road here. And wearing this all day, it is very comfortable here, and I personally did not have any irritation while wearing. Now the entire watch is IP68 certified, the 6 meaning that this is dust tight, no dust is going to get in, and the 8, which is the highest rating that you can get on an electronic device today. The number 8 means it is submersible in at least 1 meter of water for up to 30 minutes. Now the Samsung user manual does get more specific, stating 1.5 meters is the maximum for up to 30 minutes, and also to avoid taking this into a shower or going swimming with the S3 on. Now the S3 is also receiving the military standard certification against high and low temperatures. It's also shock resistant, also rain resistant as well, and with my time wearing this to even submerging my own watch underwater, the S3 is seriously a tank. Not much will be stopping this compared to the competition. Now moving on here, looking at the back, there is wireless charging offered through the Samsung dock. Samsung is claiming up to 4 days of battery life, which is phenomenal now, but my experience and my test here, I'm getting 2 days on average, unfortunately 50% less than what Samsung is claiming. But on the flip side though, it's still better than most, if not all the other smartwatches that I've tested so far on the channel. Now the S3 also brings back the heart rate sensor. You can check your heart rate instantly if you'd like with the built-in app. If you're not manually checking, the watch periodically will do so throughout the day and save it into your S Health app. I'll discuss heart rate performance and the health features a bit later. Now let's get into the meat of the smartwatch here. The upper button is your back button here. The bottom right is your home button, and it works as pulling up your app menu as well. The home button can also serve as a quick access feature to open an app. Double tapping it basically can activate S Voice, open up contacts, open up your calendar, open up S Health, or even open up your music player, etc. But the bad side, or the unfortunate side here, it doesn't have every app at your disposal. So what I did on mine here, I did set up to recent apps, which gives me a little bit more wiggle room. Now a triple tap on that same home button will activate the SOS feature, a feature that I personally love for peace of mind. Set this up ahead of time through your phone by inputting who your emergency contacts are. It could be 911 if you'd like, and selecting if you want them to receive text or a phone call from you in events, let's say you're in a car accident or fallen, where you can't reach your phone, reach for your wrist, and again, those 3 taps will activate this. Your GPS location will be sent via text, or if you elected to use your phone call method, your watch will turn the speakerphone on and you can communicate through your wrist, but more on that a little bit later. Now back to the face of the watch here, that beautiful and very tactile metal bezel makes a comeback, and it rotates so you can cycle through your screens and the app options. Scrolling to my left are all of your notifications and updates, Facebook, Hangouts, calendar, events, you name it. Rotating the bezel to the right and showing you some of the things that I have on here. I know I'm going to show you a bunch, maybe some of them might not be for you, but there's weather, there's contacts, there's reminders for the day, calendar, events, calorie count, an activity wheel for the day, my steps, an altitude and barometer here, my news headlines linked with Flipboard, media controls to control my music, and then there's silent vibrating alarms, which you can set up on your wrist here. You don't need to do it through your phone. Now touching base on this quickly, the vibration set on high felt of medium to low strength for me, and considering the size of the S3, and I'm usually a light sleeper as well, I was expecting a bit more feedback to wake me up in the morning. The good thing though, along with the vibrations, you can have an audio beep go off at the same time, and if anything, that usually wakes me up, but then again, it kind of defeats the purpose of a silent vibrating alarm. So just be aware of this, and I would suggest to you to test it out yourself. Now finishing up the screen, next up is an option to check my heart rate as I showed you earlier, and last is simply 4 apps that I would frequently need. Now all the apps that I have shown so far can be customized in any order, and you can either add or remove them through your phone. Now pressing the home button brings you to the app menu, where rotating again that slick bezel here scrolls through all of your apps. So switching gears a bit here, I want to discuss the more unique features of the watch. There is a microphone built in and you can respond back to text messages via your voice. And last, there's also the ability to use your watch as a speakerphone. Now, as for audio quality, those on the other end were able to hear me quite well. I can have my arm out in front of me and the microphone still picks up my voice with pretty good amount of quality. But the speakerphone, unfortunately, does get raspy and tinny at the very high frequencies when you hear other people talk to you.
Yeah, she said that we were looking for stuff for Kimmy and Grandma, and we didn't find it. And we went to 3 stores, and we didn't find it. And then she said she was going to give you a sticker, because we got a sticker book at Marshall's.
Now, besides using your voice for texting and phone calls, you can go the more traditional method here of typing in a text or even handwriting individual letters. Now, it works for the most part, and I only see this method as being convenient in more dire situations. It's not the fastest, it's not 100% accurate, but it works and is there as a unique and cool alternative. Now, another feature is having the ability to store music right on the watch itself. There's 4 gigs of internal storage, and via Bluetooth, you can pair your earphones or headphones and listen to music right from your wrist. There's no need to carry your phone, and this is also very ideal for runners or those at the gym who truly want to cut the cord. Now, S-Health, as mentioned earlier, is a great app here for my testing in recording your daily steps, sleep if you decide to wear the S3 overnight, and many other health tracking metrics. Now, jumping into the health features, even without your phone, you can initiate everything right on your wrist for a workout. Select from a multitude of activities from your Gear S3 to label your event here. I'll eventually pick running here since it's the most popular. I can set targets, you can turn on the GPS, of course, guided intervals that gives you updates during your activities, and it gives you alerts at every mile or every few minutes or so based on your information, based on your distance, your pace, your speed, etc. And while in an activity, you can view on your watch in real time your heart rate, your duration, your distance based on the GPS, of course, calories burned, pace, which is essential for runners here, speed, cadence, and then back to the heart rate being displayed, but this time in a bigger format or bigger font. Now, with my testing on distance, the GPS works every time and the distance is accurate here. The heart rate sensor specifically on the S3, like all wrist-based HR trackers, they're not 100% accurate, but the S3, it's been giving me good results when I compare it to my chest strap. The one big downfall, though, that I've seen with the Gear S3, and this is assuming those who already have data on these apps, the S3 is lacking Strava and Runkeeper at the time of this video. Map My Run and Endomondo were the only 2 other popular apps that I could find. There could be more coming down the road. If I did miss anything, comment down below. But since we're touching on apps, Tizen, which is Samsung's operating system, has been gaining traction and it's been out for a while now, but shockingly, we're still seeing limited amounts of popular third-party apps being supported, especially when you compare it to Android Wear and the Apple ecosystem. Now, one of the biggest downfalls that I've personally seen is the lack of Google Maps and real turn-by-turn navigation, something that I love, again, on Android and Apple. Now, I will admit, though, for most users out there, for the average consumer, which I do cater to on this channel, despite the lack of apps, the S3 still provides most of your needs with what is currently available today. So despite that limitation, I still strongly recommend Tizen as an option. So with everything we touched base so far on the Frontier S3, it is one heck of a smartwatch here. It's a Swiss Army smartwatch nonetheless. It's rugged as hell, it looks badass, the screen functions great with 0 slowdown or freezes from my experience. The screen offers rich and vibrant colors, visible in low light of course, but it's also visible in direct sunlight as well. I love the robust workout functions and how easy it is to use. I love the rotating bezel. I very much enjoyed the design and the layout, the menus, and notifications. Now, with all that being said, there are indeed a few flaws, but it never deterred me from recommending this watch in general. Now, I did personally pay full retail price for this, but never in the back of my mind did I say, man, did I waste my money? It wasn't worth $350. I never said that. Like I said, I do wish there was turn-by-turn navigation. It's probably the biggest thing. That's my biggest gripe. But other than that, it's still a awesome watch that offers probably everything that you can ask for in a smartwatch today. Now, if you are budget conscious, I would say wait for this to go on sale, and even then, you're going to get one heck of a smartwatch, one heck of a deal.